Hey guys, so I'm going to quickly run through biological theories of criminality. Phineas Gage, he had a pole go straight through his head. His personality changed massively as a result of this, and it shows how brain injuries can lead to criminal and deviant behaviour. And also, some studies have shown that prisoners are more likely to have dual brain injuries. The strengths of this are that in some cases, this has led to a change in behaviour, which can link to criminality. There is a correlation between abnormal brain scans and psychopathic behaviour, and prisoners are more likely to have brain injuries. However, the weaknesses are crimes caused by brain injury or disease are very rare. The link between brain activity and psychopathic behaviour is unclear, and prisoners' brain injuries may not be due to criminality, so it may be due to criminality and not be the cause. Twin studies. Monozygotic twins are identical twins. Dizygotic twins are non-identical twins. Christensen studied 3,586 twin pairs. There was a 52% concordance rate. Concordance means harmony, which is how many of the how many of the twin pairs went on to be criminals. 52% of the identical twins were, whether only 22% of non-identical were. This does provide some support for a genetic explanation of crime, and does measure probability of both twins being criminal. However, if genes were the cause, the concordance rate should be 100%. It doesn't rule out environmental factors, and it's impossible to isolate genes from the environment. Adoption studies compare adopted children to their biological and adopted parents. If the parents are criminals, it supports the idea that criminality is nature, whereas if the adoptive parents are criminals, it supports a theory that criminality is nurture. Mendick examined 14,000 adopted sons in Denmark, and they were more likely to have a criminal record if a birth parent also had a record. And also Hutchings and Mendick compared adoptees with or without criminal records, and adoptees with criminal records were more likely to have biological parents with criminal records than those who didn't. Strengths and weaknesses from this. It provides an actual experiment to test whether there was a link between genes and criminality, and it's a statistical correlation between genes and criminality, and the research has been replicated. However, the correlation between genes and criminality are inconclusive. They can't reveal a precise distinction between genes and socialization causing criminality. Jacob's XYY is when men have an extra Y chromosome. They tend to be more tall, aggressive, and have lower IQ. And Jacobs claim men with XYY are more aggressive, and then are more likely to be involved in more violent crime. Strengths of this, it found a link between XYY and violent crimes. Also found a link between XYY and property damage. However, the weaknesses are there's a biased sample. Much of the research done was in prisons and mental health institutes, and also XYY is very rare, at 1 in 1,000, so can't find a real link between XYY and criminality. Physiological. Lombroso, he studied the physical features of prisoners and concluded that criminals could be identified by their distinctive physical feature, which he called atavistic traits, like high cheekbones, large arm span, protruding ears, and enormous jaws. He saw criminals as atavistic as throwbacks to an earlier primitive stage of evolution. Strengths and weaknesses of him. He started the first study into criminal behaviour, and he also began the research of genetic and biochemical reasons for criminality. However, the weaknesses were that no claims of physical attributes linked to criminality are supported, and he provided no evidence for his idea of atavistic characteristics. Sheldon believes that certain body types, which he called somatotypes, are linked to criminal behaviour. Endomorphs, ectomorphs, and mesomorphs. Endomorphs being your large, rounded, jolly people. Ectomorphs being your small, fragile people. Your mesomorphs being your large, muscular people. They were more likely to commit crime because mesomorphs were attracted to risk-taking, and their physique fits some aspects of crime. Strengths and weaknesses of this. Other studies supported his theory to some extent, and he had a control group go around 200 colleges to compare criminals to his somatotypes. However, his study did not include women, and his comparison group was too different from the juvenile delinquent group. He also ignored individuals' environment. Biochemical explanations. Sex hormones. Over or underproduction of hormones can cause emotional disturbances that can lead to criminal behaviour. Overproduction of testosterone has been linked with crimes like rape and murder. These hormones can be measured scientifically, so their effect on behaviour can be quantified. Initially, correlations can be identified with testosterone criminal behaviour, and biochemical factors are recognised in court. However, they may predispose some to offend, but they also might require an environmental trigger. Additionally, Scarmiller and Brown found that testosterone does not greatly affect aggression in most men, and also infanticide, which is when a mother kills her baby, may be due to stress and not hormones. That shall be it.